All right, good morning, everyone. Story time. So let me tell you a cool story that happened this week. So let's back up probably about 8 weeks ago. So my husband and I have been talking about a different menu to do at the farmer's market. Our menu that we had was more of like a fall menu, and it started to slow off a little bit. So we're starting to, hey, what do we want to do in the spring and the summer? What are we thinking? And so I asked my husband, what do you think? So that's not something I would have done before. I would have been the one in charge, telling what we need to do, how we need to do it, and all that. So I don't do that anymore. It's still work. I still have to actively work on that and ask God to help me. So with this one, I didn't do too bad. I did okay, except for the ice cream one. That's a whole nother story. I'll give the short version of that story. So gosh, I get sidetracked real quick, but let me tell you this one really, really, really quick. So probably about 3 months ago, talking about a different menu, what we need to do, and I just felt like ice cream was going to be a good idea. It is like, December and January, and it's kind of cold. But I was like, no, I think this is the direction God wants to send us. And in my mind, I'm like, we need to do it. And I started it that Saturday, like pushy, we have to do it. We need to get it. We need to get the ice cream done. That's the direction we need to go. I couldn't give those ice creams away. I just couldn't. And that's a whole nother really long story, but it was an amazing one. God's like, yeah. Did I say this Saturday? Ice cream's a good idea. Did I say this Saturday? No, I didn't, but just had to go and do it. Yep, I sure did. It took up freezer space, containers. It was a whole fiasco, to be honest. So that's a whole nother story of me being pushy about menus. So when we started talking about this menu, I was like, I'm not going to be pushy. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to see what my husband wants to do. Let him work on the menu. Let him take his time. Let him take his time. It's not something that I've ever done before, is take our time thinking about something. It just isn't. But it's now I'm like, just let him take his time. We'll use what we have. We'll use the product we have. Da-da-da-da-da. So about 4 weeks ago, he started talking about doing maybe some sandwiches, possibly, and grilling them. So we started talking about the idea of how we're going to get the grill down there. What kind of grill do we need? Just started talking about the menu. About a week and a half ago, start really pulling it together, saying, okay, I want to do some steak Phillies, chicken Phillies. We need a grill. It needs to be collapsible. So we started looking at equipment that we would need, and we found a collapsible grill that was going to work. And then right before we bought it, he was like, do you want the one with the shelf? I'm like, yeah, let's get that one with the shelf. That's a great idea. So we get it in. Now we've got like 5 or 6 days before the farmer's market, and he's putting it together. And I come over and I look at it and I'm like, is that collapsible? It's like, no, not really. Not exactly. It's not as collapsible as I was thinking it was going to be. And I think when we added that shelf, it just changed it a little bit. So I was like, be patient. I have no idea how we're going to take this grill apart every single week, and we're out of time to ship it back, get another one, get it here, because we were kind of ready to go to the farmer's market this Saturday. So I was like, you know what, we're going to make this work. And then I was like, I'm going to be positive here, babe. Maybe this is a sign that we're not going to be doing this grill that often, that we're going to be getting a food truck. So who knows? Maybe we're going to be getting a food truck. So I say that to him, just trying to be positive. I'm like, if it takes us an hour to break it down every time, it takes us an hour. It's okay. It's going to be just fine. So throughout the day, I was like, gee, that's a big grill to try to fit in my truck, let alone everything else. I'm like, I don't even know how we're going to do this, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to give it to you. And it's a problem. It's an issue because I don't know how we're going to do this. So the next morning I get up and I'm talking to G. I'm going to show it to you. So I was talking to him. I was like, G, we need help with this grill. I don't know how this is going to get broken down, A. And even then, how are we going to fit it in the back of a Toyota 4Runner? Like, with everything else we have, I need your help. Instantly, I saw the picture in my mind of this, I guess it's like a cargo attachment that you can add to your vehicles. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, great. I'll look him up at Harbor Freight, ask Walter about it, see what he thinks. Instead of just going and getting it and doing it, I was like, nope. See what Walter thinks. Get his idea, see if it's a good idea, see if he thinks it's a good idea, and show it to him. So we were talking about it, and I was like, hey, what do you think about an attachment to the trailer? To the truck. I found a few at Harbor Freight. So we started talking about it, and I go and do something in the shop. I look in the front of our farm ATV that we've had now for 5 years. We have one on the front, and it was the exact dimensions that we needed. I mean, precise, exact. Everything fit in like a glove. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm going to show it to you guys real quick. So let's see if I can't do this. So that's the attachment. you back so you can see it. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of stuff in there. We fit our tables, we fit our propane tank, we zip tied that bad boy. And then I'm halfway laughing with Walter and we're cutting up, joking around. We're like, this is our first food truck. We put so much stuff in there. And you guys, it ended up working out. I didn't get frustrated, didn't get mad about it, didn't get irritated, nothing. And it worked out better having the grill that didn't collapse. So yeah, just asking you guys, because wow, much better. And now we're packed and ready to go, and the market is tomorrow. You guys have a good one.